I think the crypto market is about to enter the craziest spot ever. But having said that, I also think that panic is going to be at one of the highest points before things go better or before things get to their best point. As I've seen today, some crypto prices have started to fall and many people are panicking even though Bitcoin is still above $100,000. And realistically, we've probably still got many more months of crazy gains to come. And I really think as of this point, there are two options that are in your best interest. If you're not choosing either of these options, you really got to know properly for yourself why, and I want to present them today as Alex Becker posted this today. Look, life balance, people will hate this, but the next 4 months in markets, you can make enough money to last 5 lifetimes. Screw your holiday plans, your friends, your family, your hobbies, and balance. Trust me, they will forgive you when you fly them to Art Basel on your private jet lock in. I agree. I personally think it takes, for most people, a few bull markets to really get the hang of it and to really capitalize on it fully, because the opportunity that is being presented to you right now, it's hard to grasp that it can be that real. So if I look back at the 2017 bull run, that was my grind mode. I was there grinding from beginning to end, but really I didn't fully get everything just quite yet in terms of an altcoin season. So most of the gains were lost again as the market went down again throughout 2018 somewhere. In 2020, 2021, it picked back up. Again, it's then, as of that point, you understand the game a little bit, but still, you make some rookie mistakes. And now, in 2024, you can't mess up no more because you've been through this multiple times. You understand how it's going to go. And every single time you think, oh, but this time will be different. And then it ends up not being different. And every single time you think, you know what? When things are slowly coming up, you think, oh, I should be busy with this crypto stuff because it can be life-changing. But most people don't really take it that serious because it kind of feels like you should always be busy with investments. You should always be busy with crypto. But let me tell you that these next, I'm going to say 4 to 6 months, so maybe now let's just say 4 to 11 months is really where the key difference is going to be, as that is like the peak bull market times. It could be as early as the next 3 months. It could be as late as the next 11 months if we're basing it on the previous run. But in my opinion, if you right now just spent all the time that you've got, obviously free time in that sense. Obviously, if you got to go to work, you got to go to work. But if you spend all that time right now, you got to mitigate a lot of the mistakes that other people have made in the past. You can learn from them properly by just paying a whole lot of attention. It's mostly since people divert their time and their energy and they're thinking, you know what? It's going to last forever, 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓. There's so many excuses I can think of. I could think of 1,000. Or they're just not paying enough attention because they're making good money. Really, this is the time where you make incredible sums of money, like life-changing sums, even if you've already got a lot. Multiply it by 10, and that's why I often state in a bull market, you got to think of at least multiplying your money times 10, but ideally, you're expecting your money to multiply by 100, and you're putting your foot on the freaking door. You're breaking the freaking door down with your feet and nothing less. And a part of how we're doing that is, at least what I'm showing you, is partly with trading crypto. If you don't know what to trade, a couple of links will be left down below to either Blowfin or to WeX. You can probably use these from anywhere in the world. If it's not working for you, try using it with a VPN, because the thing is, these are non-KYC. You don't have to verify your ID, etc. But they might be blocked to certain jurisdictions. If you're in some countries, you just can't use crypto platforms. It's just the truth. You can't trade with leverage, nothing like that. You might need a VPN. I've got a link for that down below as well. And make sure you press the like button if you haven't done it yet. Just, why not? But the reason I trade a lot of crypto on the channel here, the reason I keep showing you the trades that we're taking and what we're doing to multiply our funds by hopefully significant amounts, is primarily because that's a way to make some big moves with significantly less capital. And the idea is just you buy in anywhere, and as long as you keep buying your way down, you'll ultimately be fine and able to flip it for a ton of profit, because the crypto market in essence is quite predictable. Now, there are some people who don't like trading though, and that is fully respectable. So should you still adhere to this plan? Well, Alex said, but Alex, you said recently, do nothing and go on vacation. But Alex, last video you said we'd lose all our money if we're new. But Alex, you said, put the finger. Yes. Because a lot of people will say that if you're too active, you'll make like I just started to explain, that you kind of need multiple cycles to really get the hang of everything. That if you're too active, you'll end up kind of spiraling yourself down. I have contrasting thoughts on that. On the one hand, that is true. If you pay too much attention, you might overtrade. You might want to do too much. And the reason you spiral yourself down is because you get stressed and because you start letting your emotions take over. If you're busy with something for 9 hours a day, every single day, emotions might take over. You might make dumb choices. So on that notion, on the opposite side, sometimes it's smart to just take a little break, take your hands off. And there goes my point number 2 of what I was trying to say earlier in the video. For a whole bunch of other people, they don't have to forget about the crypto, but really they should just stay away from a lot of day-to-day actions in terms of the heavy selling, the panicking, and the FOMOing. What I mean with that is with the trading, which is basically strategy number 1, you got to be on it all times because there's so much profit to be made in very short amount of time. You got to pay attention to put your buys lower, etc., etc. But on the hodling side, theoretically speaking, right, all you got to do is just close your eyes for the next few months, buy whenever things are low, but most importantly, don't sell for a loss, and ultimately you'll be fine. And that's what these people are pointing towards. Just a few minutes ago on a different video, you literally said the opposite. The right play is to hold the bags and go on vacation for 4 months. Maybe too much vitamins. So why I'm talking with Alex here instead of against him is because it depends on your type of person. For maximum amounts of profit, the best thing you could probably do is just spend the 4 months really putting every single second you've got into it, because that way you can identify the trends. You can see what ecosystems are most hyped up. Make sure you're one of the first to adopt it, and hopefully you're able to catch one of the new coins on there early, or you're able to catch a massive dip the moment that it happens. Yesterday, for example, right? 2 days ago, I don't know. Yeah, I think yesterday we had ourselves news of the Ripple RLUSD stablecoin. We were able to buy it instantly and get ourselves a juicy amount of profit in just a few minutes. If you're on it, you will find these opportunities time and time again. Not every single day, but over a span of 4 months where primarily the market goes up, there are many opportunities where things are slightly down, undervalued, or about to go up, and you're quite certain of it, that you probably wouldn't have seen if you're not paying close attention or you're out partying every single day. And I also think that if you spent the time right now to really get yourself all the apps you need, really focus on it hard. It's a few months of not so much fun, sure, but it's a few months that happens every 4 years where things are so exponentially bullish that it really offsets almost all the other months before and afterwards. Think about it, right? This period right here, let's say, for example, between January and November of 2021, if you had only 1 year right there, been paying full attention right there, you would have probably 10x whatever money you'd put in just that span of 12 months. It is very, very hard from, let's just say, January 2021 to the end of 2021 to not have at least 10 times your money, because yes, Bitcoin went up roughly what? 150% or so. So about a 2.5x. Many altcoins did way crazier numbers than that. So if you're paying attention, you probably could have gotten close to that as well, to a 10x that is. However, the reason some people I cannot recommend this for is that they've got no time, or they want just, a 2x, a 5x, whatever, and they don't care too much about spending their every waking moment. I think that's also okay, because not everybody wants to get their 100x on their portfolio. Some people are just fine with investing in crypto, seeing their gains go up over the next 5, 10, 20 years, and they just want to hopefully 10x it by the time they're trying to retire, for example, or 100x it by the time they retire, which might still be 15 years from now. And to those, I'd say, again, the most important thing you can do is just do not panic when things come down. I know that it gets scary, but every single day, I get people asking me when things are coming down if they should sell, and when things are coming up if they should buy. If you're a person who does not want to pay too much attention, what I personally would go for is set buy orders on the way down. So you put in all the buy orders already up front if you've got some capital for it. And that way, you're basically taking yourself, your selling pressure, your negativity, your emotions out of the equation, because you know up front already, hey, for the next few months, I'm just going to be buying. Or even you could put some sell orders in or some sell strategy. But I don't have a book. I have one. I want to say you should write, this is buy a book. You should write it down in a book, write it down on a piece of paper, whatever, so that you do not deviate too much from the strategy in terms of panic. You can obviously change the strategy if you figure out something better, but you really got to think about it and not do an impulse clicking or so. And a lot of people that are in the middle, they don't pay a lot of attention to crypto. What they do is they log in once every 2 weeks. They see, oh, prices are going down. Should I sell? And maybe it's not you, and so you can't comprehend that many people do that, but I see the comments, I see the Twitter posts. I know for a big part that most people don't know what they're doing, so the moment that things come down, they panic a lot. So to reiterate, I personally would say lock in for a few months, start trading like a madman, mostly because it's just that easy, but I know it's not for everybody, and I don't want to recommend trading to people that are not able to handle it. You got to look at your own risk tolerance, right? What do you prefer? How do you prefer your crypto journey? if you don't know anything about trading and you want to learn, don't start jumping into it with all your money. Learn. Because even though I said lock in for the next 6 months, let's say, and locking in means you're just focused in, hammered in on it, zoomed in, whatever, that doesn't mean you have to start making money instantly. It just means you got to take the right steps to educate yourself to the highest degree right now. I've got nothing to sell you, by the way. Just letting you know, I don't sell a course. I don't sell anything. It's not me trying to tell you, hey, you know what? Buy my crypto lock-in course. No. All I'm telling you is I personally believe you're about to witness the craziest growth spurt for crypto relatively for the world. This is the best moment to capitalize on it by making sure you're in the right position. How are you in the right position? By being there most of the time. And even if you can't spend every single waking second on it, that's also fine, as long as you set yourself up to know what to do in certain scenarios. So you've been caught up to date with what exactly has been happening in previous cycles. Hey, when exactly did altcoins start to rise? When is it smart to sell something? How long do I got to buy dips for? And how to not panic? All these things, as long as they're properly in your mind, I think you'll be fine. And at that point, you don't need to spend every single waking second because you've got the strategy set. But I know for me, if I'm looking at me, how can I make the most amount of money is by sitting in front of a computer screen, looking at these coins daily, by identifying new trends, like I said, identifying new hot coins. And also because that way you get better opportunities to buy dips. You can set targets up front, but generally speaking, when markets, for example now, right? I could have set a target right here just at about 246, but maybe once it's happening, I realize, hey, you know what? I can actually buy slightly lower, and I might want to split up my orders to buy twice. Here, I'll just buy $500 because I want to prove to you. I'm just quickly buying it. There we go. It's actually not a perfect dip. I could have bought significantly lower here if you take a look. I could have bought maybe a 1.5% lower or so, but I want to prove to y'all that if you just heavily buy dips, it really is quite hard to miss. And I've pinpointed it here that even if you buy the absolute highest price for XRP that I got to, you just, as long as you buy your way down, you will be fine, but you got to have the patience for it. And you got to pay enough attention to see the opportunities. But the most important thing, obviously, is education, in the sense that you just understand what's going on. You've got yourself accounts on the right platforms. When it comes to like Blowfin and stuff, I always say, even if you're not going to use it, or Bybit, if that's that one is KYC, so only a couple of countries can use it, but that's my best platform. I was going to say, even if you don't want to use it, it might be better to get yourself an account. It might be better to get yourself a MetaMask. You know, get all these apps, get everything together. Anyway, I don't want to hold you guys for too long. I just want to do my speech here. If you're wondering what are the best narratives to get into, I would recommend you to stay more on top of the videos I make, because I've talked about exactly which coins I think will do best a lot. But I also know that every single cycle and every single part of the cycle, it changes. So where you can always expect AI coins to do well, for example, is it going to be utility coin season? Is it going to be It changes. And usually you only start really knowing what the next big thing is going to be as it's already happening. It's almost impossible to really predict. All we know is that certain things, like I just said, AI, RWA, meme coins, they'll always do well every single cycle, and coins that are at the top of the top. But in a real altcoin season, very often it's within phases, and really basically anything does well. But there's certain niches that do better than others. Like in the beginning of 2024, AI coins went absolutely crazy. You'll see something of the sort again. All you got to do is pay attention. But yeah, that's about it. Make sure you put that notification on. Stay subscribed, I'd say, so you get yourself all the updates, because I don't think you can afford to miss it. It's just not worth missing it, I'd say. You can always decide to skip the video, but you can never turn back time. And I hope to see you guys every single day on the grind with me, because it will be worth it. But yeah, that's about it.